Clouds of Olori. It's the Clouds of Olori. Good day, viewers. Welcome to the Clouds of Olori. I am Aishat Oyindamola Additional. As you are aware, the Clouds of Olori undoubtedly brings heroine of great honor. So, I have with me today a vigorous and exceptional mother, the Deputy Rector, Administration of the Kwara State Polytechnic, Dr. Mrs. Adam. It's a pleasure having you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure meeting you too.
So, tell us about yourself.
Before I tell you about me, I want to appreciate what you are doing, Aisha. I'm really impressed with this you are doing, and I want to encourage you, and I want you to be encouraged. The challenges over there, but I want you to have the gold girl spirit. The gold girl spirit takes you up, even higher than the sky. And to me, the sky is not the limit; it's just the beginning. So I want you to keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Back to where we are.
I really appreciate it.
My name is Habibat Nike Adam. I'm an indigene of Ilorin. My educational qualification, I started my primary school at Kano, St. Thomas Catholic Primary School then in Kano. That was in the 70s. From there, I went to Patigi Secondary School where I spent a year. From then, I finished my O-levels, the government high school in Ilorin at Adita presently, where I cut my teeth there. Then from the University of Ilorin, from government high school where I had my O-level, I moved to the University of Ilorin, where I had my first degree in history, master's in literature, another second master's again in history. From there on, I move on to do my postgraduate diploma in education. I'm a lover of education. I love to instill education. I love to teach. And that was what brought me to the issue of having my postgraduate diploma in education. First, for more knowledge and the zeal to cut a niche for myself and be an example to the young girl coming up, I move on and went to do my PhD in history and international studies, all from the Beta by Far University. And I'm a product of that university, and I'm proud at any time and anywhere to be associated with that university. That has to do with my educational qualification. I'm married to Dr. Lukman Adam, an economist and a financial analyst. And to the glory of God, we are blessed with children. One of them is Muslima Ani. So we thank God, and I'm a proud grandmother of two generals.
Oh, two generals.
Two generals. I call them my general.
Okay, alhamdulillah for that.
You worked here in Kwara State Polytechnic. I started my career as a teacher at government guest during my NYC. That is Colonel Kur Muhammad Barracks, Bama, Borno State. That was where I served. I'm coming home. I got employed with the Teaching Service Commission, Kwara State here, where I was the educational officer to Government Girls Day Secondary School, Kesuna. Okay. Another beautiful experience. With marriage, I had to move to Lagos. That was where my husband was working. So I was teaching at Odofin Secondary School at Mile 2. Later, I had to leave there too in order to join my husband again, who was posted to Ilorin at Trade Bank. So I found myself working as a lecturer at Kwara State Polytechnic, and I've moved from the ranks from a lecturer 3 to chief lecturer. That is the peak here. And to the glory of God, I've gone through a lot of management assignments here as a pre-ND coordinator, head of department, deputy director, and presently, by His grace, I'm now the deputy rector, administration, Kwara State Polytechnic, Ilorin.
What a journey so far. And I hope this is going to be the beginning of your success, ma. So what is the most unusual fear you have as a mother?
Unusual, nothing unusual. Babies after marriage, baby started to come, and one has to know the role she is expected to play as a mother. And one thing that gave me succor is my children are my friend. I make them my friend, so there's nothing unusual. It's the blessing of God coming to you, They have to be trained morally, character-wise, academically. So I've been part of their journey. And that is why most schools that my children attend, people think I'm a staff of that school, because I'm always trying to be there for the children and do the needful. And as each comes into, I make sure it doesn't affect my work, my career as a person, and my duty as a wife, my duty as a daughter-in-law, my duty as a daughter, as a sister to somebody. So all these are there.
Okay, so what do you consider to be your greatest achievement?
Any little thing, I see very little thing as an achievement, because not everybody have access to what we might think to be an achievement. And if you have that mindset, wow, you are great. But if you tend to see some things that you have not achieved this, you have not achieved it, what about those things you have achieved? So every little thing to me is an achievement. Breathing is an achievement. Making an effort to achieve something is an achievement. If you get to that level, fine. If you are unable to get to that level, think of those things you have been able to get across to. It's an achievement. So I don't believe in this negative attitude. I'm a person that is always thinking positive thoughts at all time. So everything is an achievement. Waking up is an achievement. All this we have rolled out is an achievement, not by my power alone, but by the grace of God and the will and the ability to have people around you who encourage you, who give you the necessary support, because you can't do all this alone without the support of the Almighty and that of the people that God will have sent as agents to be part of this success story. So every minor thing is an achievement, my sister. And if you have that mindset, you wake up every day to have this aura of positivism, positive thoughts at all time. That will bring out what we call achievement. So everything to me is an achievement. Meeting Aisha today is an achievement.
It's a great honor to be with you too.
Thank you.
So tell us more about your blissful home.
Home. Every home has its challenges. Every home has its beauty. Every home has its place. You have to identify the fact that no matter what, once you set up to achieve something, you get it. The man you are coming, your spouse, is not a perfect being. Neither are you a perfect being, Abomination. So they need to sit together, show understanding, discuss your issue. Communication is very key. When communication flow in the home, there will not be room for anything that will create upheaval. And there's no perfect home. There's no perfect relationship. You work towards perfection. You manage what you have. If you are lucky, things seem to be the way it is. There will always be a time where you have the hiccup, the bump. They will come. How do you manage those situations? That is what makes a woman. That's what makes a person who is an achiever. Nothing comes as an icing on the sugar. You have to make it work. Prayer is very important. Ability to have it in your mind that I want this to be successful is part of it. As you move on in your marital relationship, in your home, there will be challenges, and those challenges should not destroy you. Because one thing I do tell people, don't ever have the mind of giving up. Because somebody somewhere is watching you unknowingly, seeing you as a role model. She's making it, she's doing it. They don't know you have your hiccup. They are looking up to you. You have to encourage them. You have to give them the impression that everything is fine. But at the same time, you have a way of managing your life. Identify your strength. Identify your weaknesses. Identify those values in you. You now make that to work within the family unit. And if you are not an island on your own. The man is there. He has his challenges. He has his weaknesses. He has his strength. How do you bind this together? The children are there. They have as a toddler age, as a baby, as a teenager. Let them see you as that Gibraltar rock that is always there for you, for them. When that is there, there's a close-knitted family, everything will work out fine. And put God into your agenda. And work together as one. They say a praying family is a strong family. A family that works together, does things together, you'll be able to achieve so many things within that. So there's nothing that is automatic. It is about what you put into it. Having it at the back of your mind that you will not form a statistics of single parents. You will not form a statistics of a divorced home. You don't want your children to go out there and have this feeling that probably their own family has failed. So learn to bring everybody together and work things out within yourself. Opting out is not always the solution. But how do we make this thing to work? How do we interact meaningfully in the home? The father, the mother, the children, the in-laws. There should be a synergy. And that is why, in most cases, the woman is always at the top of all this. She has to manage everybody. She's the manager of all resources, both human and material. Ability to annex this together makes the home to be what you term bliss. Not all those things you see as bliss are blissful. Everybody is trying to manage what he has. So when the bliss come in, you make sure everything works out to its perfection.
Thank you very much, ma. So how would you go about motivating a student who is going through a low point in academics?
I have so many of them. That's why in school today, call Mrs. Adam anywhere. They have my number. And a lot of them even call me, I call them my boyfriend, they call me girlfriend. And I've been experiencing that for a long time. And I have so many cases. Today, to the glory of God, they are stable emotionally. Some are coming from their home with challenges. They come into the school, they meet some other form of challenges too. Mentoring is my key, and that is why one of the major things I love doing is youth development. If you don't get anything, because as a student, once you graduate from school, the issue is having been found worthy in character and learning. We are not just to come here to teach them economics, to teach them history, to teach them finance, to teach them all these courses. We have to instill some values, some virtues into them too. And that is what we try to do. And because of the love for youth development, I even wrote a book on Nigerian youth and contemporary challenges.
Okay.
And it's been a book that I give to them freely that they read. And my office is an open one. My phone number is there. They call me anytime when they have issues, emotional issues, psychological issues, even academics at times. So all this to buttress the fact that I'm there to mentor them. And that is why one of the things I do is to do things that they will be able to copy something that is good from me. If Dr. Mizadam can be this, we too can be that. That is what I try to instill in them. When I was the director of a particular institute, I make sure there was always a particular period in time when I meet with them, interact with them, and we have a very lovely thing. If you go into Facebook, you see all this and something.
Alhamdulillah. So, when I started, I said I am a vigorous and exceptional mother. I think with the few moments you've spent with her, she has proven to be an achiever, a mother, a loving mother for that. In fact, she is truly exceptional. We are very lucky in Kwasi to have such a person. I wish we have luxury of time to continue, but then I'll be drawing the curtain from here. And up to next time, live responsibly. I remain Aishat Oyindamola Adeshino. Bye. It's the clouds of Olori. Step in the face. Clouds of Olori.